It's 2023, and when a new year begins, new goals and aspirations also begins. That means that we as farmers, we also have our goals and aspirations and projects that we want to accomplish by 2023. And therefore, why haven't you started your farm yet? And where does your farm project sit in your 2023 goals? I hope that in this video, I'm able to help you decide even quicker and be more proactive this year. Because in this video, I'm going to be talking about 5 agricultural businesses that people need to invest in, backing it with data and resources that are available to you so that you can make the decision if you are confused or not very certain about what you want to do in the agribusiness. So stay tuned and let me walk you through these 5 agricultural ventures that you might consider investing your money into. Welcome back, guys. As I said, today I'm going to lay down 5 agri businesses that you need to invest your money into. And one thing I love these days is that anybody that is going into farming is thinking of it as a business. And that's amazing, because when you start thinking of it as a business, you start planning better. You start looking at the money you're putting in and what is going to come out, which is fantastic. So today I want to help you make that decision so that I can point you to certain directions that will make you quicker money or that will give you better return on your investment. But before we go on, I want to say a big thank you to all the Farming in Africa family that have been supporting us, commenting on our videos. As you guys know, we released our website, www.farminginafrica.com, and a lot of you were there. You interacted with us. Thank you so much. If you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing, because that subscription helps us grow and it puts a smile in our face anytime we see you join the family. So if you've liked any of our video or enjoying the topic of this video, then please smash the subscription button. Enjoy the Farming in Africa family as we change the narrative and perception of farming in Africa. Today we're talking about 5 farming ideas that you can invest your money into, and not just that, but also giving you the reason why you should actually put your money into these farms. Number 1 on our list, you guys are probably thinking, is goat farming. But no, it's not goat farming. The number 1 on my list is snail farming. You guys can remember last week we released a video with one of my friends, Felix from Trisolis Farm, who is into snail farming, and he shared some great data with us. But did you know that a kilo of snail at the market costs not less than 15 Ghana cedis? That's like $3, which is a kilo of snail. Did you also know that each snail can actually lay on an average 50 eggs in just 3 to 6 days after mating? That's like a reproduction system that I've never seen. We say goats are very, reproductive, but look at what the snails are doing, guys. And if the price is there and if the market is available, then why are you not thinking? This means that you can get up to 50 times the number of the snails that you start with after a single mating process. Right? Again, if you're thinking about business, then we're always thinking of return on our investment. Return on our investment means that how is the money multiplying? Right? I always talk about my rule of money. It's get money, learn how to keep that money, and then learn how to multiply that money. So if you're putting your money in snail, then you know that there is a demand for 15 cedis, which is about $3 per kilo. You know that these snails are mating like crazy, to 3 to 6 days, and you know that you're going to provide 50 times. Right, so that means that there is a cycle going on, right? And as I said, Felix is actually buying these snails and shipping it. So you go into a business knowing that you even have a market. If you have your own source of market, that's great, but you are assured. And that's one thing I loved about that interview with Felix, is because he also is the off-taker for you. So you go into a business knowing that you have a ready existing market. And therefore, if you do your numbers right, then you know that if I invest this amount in 10 snails, 20 snails, 200 snails, right? This is the amount of eggs I'm going to get. This is the amount of snails I'm going to get. This is the price per snail. And therefore, this is going to be the return of revenue for me in maybe a year or in 2 years, right? And that is huge. And I think that changes the game for snail farming. I know snail is an untapped niche that people are not really looking to, but with the diaspora market and with already the existing market in Ghana, I think it's the best opportunity for you to take advantage of. Hi there, I hope this video has been educative and fun for you to watch. Thank you so much for watching this video. But I have a quick question for you. If today is your first time, welcome to the Semenshia family. But if this is your second, third, or fourth video, my question is, why haven't you joined our family? Please go ahead and hit the subscription button, and don't forget to also like this video so that we can grow this family that is on a journey to change the narrative of farming in Africa. The next thing I want to talk about is vegetable farming. And in the third quarter in 2022 in Ghana imported about 400 million worth of tomatoes. Not only that, they also imported 100 million worth of onions. Yes, let me repeat that again. Ghana alone imported 400 million worth of tomatoes and then 100 million worth of onion. Like, you know where my mind is going? My mind is basically going to all the lands that I see when I drive past that is just covered in trees, that onion and tomato can grow there. My mind is going on all the water bodies that we have in Ghana, those that we've ruined with galamsey and those that are still fresh water that we can use for irrigation to cut this cost down, right? These are just two vegetables. You can imagine how much money the government is spending on importing on other vegetables, because we import everything. As most people will even make fun of, we import toothpick. So can you imagine the amount of vegetable that we import and how much we actually spend just in Ghana? If you're in Nigeria, then it's probably a different story because of the population. But this is not unique to only Ghana. This is something that all our African countries are doing. Even maize, rice, we are importing all these things, right? So vegetable farming is key, right? Again, you guys saw our interview with Trisolin, and they farmed 30 acres, just 30 acres of pepper, and they produce about 30 bags per acre, right? So that means they produce about 300 bags of pepper from the 30 acres. And how much is a bag? A bag is around 1,200 cedis, which is roughly about $10. What do you need to grow pepper, guys? Most of you already have land. And if you don't have it, I'm sure your family, your father, your grandfather, your uncle, you can grow pepper for 1 year and then give them back their land. You can lease their land that they are not using, right? Give them some money on a monthly or yearly basis. You're not building any infrastructure on it, just growing your pepper, just growing your tomatoes, right? You can tap into the water body around you. You can drill a well, test the well to make sure that your pH level and everything is good. Use that as irrigation, and you can be part of the people that is bringing this importation amount down, and that is actually making money from it as well. The next venture on my list is fish farming. And as you guys know, we do consume fish a lot as Africans and as Ghanaians as well, right? And our consumption per capita in the world is 20 to 25 kg per year. Currently, 87% of households in Ghana are recorded to actually consume tilapia, especially in the smoked form. It is also largely consumed in hotels, restaurants, in our food services in Ghana. Fish consumption requirement is about 720,000 metric tons. However, fish supply stands at 400,000 annually, right? You see the gap that we give. More than half of this is left on the table. And guess where it lands? It lands in importation. It lands in foreigners' pocket because we are not able to produce enough. Meanwhile, we have the Lake Volta running all the way from the north to the southern part of Ghana of fresh water, right? I know I'm excited when I see, a lot of the guys and youths doing like backyard fish farming. Is the easiest. With your trampoline method, you can basically start it with 100,000 all the way to 5,000 just at your backyard. Produce for your family and your neighborhood as well, right? So these numbers prove to you guys the demand for fish. And we eat fish. Fish is cheap in Ghana, but the sea is not going to last. I know one of the things that, the big organization like USAID and co are doing is actually to regulate how much we fish at the sea, because we are fishing everything. We are fishing faster than the fish are reproducing, and therefore it's going to cause issues, and that issue is going to cause hunger, and we might not find tomorrow, right? But we eat fish every single day, as I said, everywhere, in our hotels, in our homes, and so on and so forth, right? There are even women who, no matter what they cook, they have to add fish to it, otherwise they think it doesn't taste better. These are psych in our brains, and therefore causes the demand to rise such high, right, amount. And therefore I think fish farming is the next phase if you want to put your money somewhere in the agric business. The fourth thing I would like to talk about is goat farming. As you guys know, if you're doing livestock, either cattle, sheep, pigs, I love to do goat farming. I do goat farming because the reproduction rate is higher than that of cow, but obviously pig is much higher. Another opportunity with goats is it's easy to maintain and run. Very low capital. You put just a very small amount of money and you'll be able to start. You don't need a fancy shelf. You don't need to build like a crazy goat pen. They are very easily adaptable. Goats also, because of their feeding rate, right? So I choose goats farming because they don't eat a lot. So the amount of food that I'll feed to my cows, I can use that to feed maybe 5 goats, right? And therefore it really helps me in managing my feeding program as well. And everybody eats goat meat. It's a delicacy that is found everywhere. You go to every African country, you go to every religion, you go to every tribe, we all eat goats. But no one, for me in Ghana here, is doing goats at a large scale to be able to meet also the demand that exists. And therefore, if you're watching me and you think that, goat farming is something you're interested in, then join the club, reach out to me, schedule a consultation with me on our website, www.farminginafrica.com, and schedule some time with me. Let's talk about goat farming. Let me share my secrets and everything that I'm doing in that space with you as well. The fifth thing that I want to talk about is another cash crop. You can choose any of this cash crop based on demand and also processing center in your country. You might be from Nigeria and there's a processing center for palm kernels. Then for palm nuts could be the way for you. You might be in Kenya and there is a processing center for cashew nut. Therefore, cashew might be the place to go. You might be in Ghana where there is a factory processing coconut. Then coconut might be the way for you to go. But all these cash crops are very essential because of the processing and the variety of benefits that you get from their seed, their water, and products that is actually produced out of it, aside the consumption, right? So we talked about tomato, we talk about onion, but most of the time the focus and the demand sits with consumption, right? When you talk about your cash crops, maybe 10% of it sits with your consumption rate, right? The rest of it is all about production into other products like creams, like soaps, like beauty products, so many oil and so many, which gives you a very vast sort of portfolio, right? Or I guess variety of different things that you can take advantage on based on what is going on in your community in terms of demand or users, right? And that is why these cash crops are part of the thing. So think about it as you think about what kind of farming do I want to do? Where do I want to put my money? Again, do your research and make sure that you are certain on what the market is telling you. Let the market informs your decision and not your passion, not what you were doing as a kid or what you just enjoy doing if you want to run farming as a business. I hope this was helpful, guys. Think of your vegetable farming, think of your goat farming, think of your cash crop farming, think of your snail farming, and think of your fish farming. Do more research into 5 of these things. Thanks to YouTube, they are all out there for us now, right? Do your research, make the right decision, let the market inform your choices and the decision that you make. Thank you guys so much for listening to me, and I hope this is helpful. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please go ahead and subscribe and help us grow. Enjoy the Farming in Africa community as well. Thank you, and I will see you in the next video.